Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast. Welcome to part 4 of Turbulent Skies. And go ahead and get your hook and your project ready. I am changing color, not for the last time, but for the second to last time. If you're using the same color, that's perfectly okay. Can just continue on with your project. I'm going to go ahead and attach to my project here with a slip knot and a slip stitch. So here we go. Are you ready? Chain 1, 2, 3 and place 4 more double crochets back into that very same stitch. This is the pineapple section. So these are going to be the top of your pineapple. So you want to make sure that you get accurate amount of stitches. So always count these shells before moving on, just to verify that you have the correct number. At each end, you will have 5. The rest of them will have 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once you've verified that you have 5 double crochets, that's including your chain 3, you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the next stitch. Now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the next. Chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next. You now have made 3 chain 4 loops. Now, chain 1, skip 2, and into the next place 9 double crochets. So it's very important that you make sure you have 9 double crochets in the remaining shells that you make, with the exception of the very last one at the other end. It will be 5, just like you're starting. So there's our first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1, skip 1, 2, and single crochet into the next. Now we're going to repeat. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Now we're going to do our chain 1, skip 2, and place 9 double crochets into the next. That is going to be your repeat all the way to your second front post double crochet at the point of your shawl. So continue on, and I will meet up with you when we get down to that point. I will start up just before that point. Okay, so I am down here coming up to the point of the shawl. And at this point, you should have 6 of these shells along the side here, including this one right before our corner. Now there's a lot of different amount of stitches here compared to the stitches in between all of the rest of the shells. So let me walk you through how to do this here. Go ahead and chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one, you're going to single crochet. You should be, if you're looking from right to left, you should be on the 2nd back post, which were front post on the other side, on the right side. You should be right there. Now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to place 9 double crochets into our chain 3 space at the point of our shawl. And then we work back up the other side the same way. Eight and 9. And now we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to skip down to the 2nd to the last back post double crochet. That way you know that it's even, and single crochet. Now chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. And continue on with the pattern at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next, and chain 1, skip 1, 2, and 9 double crochets into the next. Go ahead and continue working down this side. I will meet up with you at the end to show you how to finish up this row. Okay, so I'm down here at the end. After you've placed your last chain 4, you have 3 chain 4 spaces. You're going to chain 1 and double crochet into the top of that chain 3 at the end 5 times. So 5 double crochets down here at the very end. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're going to begin row 30 by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn your work over. That chain 4 is your first double crochet, and chain 1 space. Double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, and double crochet into that last of your 5 double crochets. Now we're going to skip our next single crochet and work into the following single crochet. So we're skipping single crochet and chain 4. You're going to double crochet 2 times into the next single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and chain 2, and double crochet 2 more times back into that same single crochet. Chain 1, and we're going to do the same thing into the next single crochet. So place 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets all into that same stitch. And now we're going to jump straight over to our 9 double crochets, and we're going to place 1 double crochet in the first double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into the next, and that is your repeat across the 9 double crochets. Once you have verified that you have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9 double crochets with chain 1 spaces in between, we will repeat those stitches that we do in the single crochets. So skip your next single crochet, skip your next chain 4, and work into the following single crochet, placing 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets all into that same stitch. And then you're going to chain 1 and do the same thing into your next single crochet. This is your repeat, and I will meet up with you at the point of the shawl, and we'll work around the point of the shawl together. Okay, so here we are down at the point of the shawl, and we're going to, after this last set of double crochet 2 times, chain 2, double crochet 2 times, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to skip our next chain 4, single crochet, and chain 4 spaces. And double crochet into your first double crochet, chain 1, and repeat that all the way across your 9 double crochets. When you get to your last double crochet, you will chain 4 and skip all of the same stuff you skipped to get to this point. Okay, so I just did my 9th double crochet. I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to skip that first chain 4, first single crochet, and second chain 4. I'm going to be working into the second single crochet, placing 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, and 2 more double crochets all into that same stitch. Chain 1, and work that same pattern into the next single crochet. Continue working down this side of your shawl to the very end where you have your 5 double crochets. I will meet up with you at that point. Okay, so I'm coming down to the end of the row. We're going to do our last 5 double crochets with chain 1s in between. So go ahead and do that now. Your last stitch will be at the top of your chain 3. And now you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3, turn your work over, and let's begin on our next row. You're going to place a double crochet into that chain 1 space. Then you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3, and single crochet into the next chain space. Chain 1, 2, and 3, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Now chain 1, 2, 3, and place 2 double crochets into your chain space between your 2 groups of double crochets. So there's 1 and 2. And now chain 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to skip over your next 2 double crochets, your chain 1 and your following 2 double crochets, and jump into the chain space, placing 2 double crochets. Now you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. And single crochet into the chain 1 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, and continue across. And that is your repeat. I will continue working through this fan with you. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, and 1, 2, 3. Place 2 double crochets into your next chain space between those sets of double crochets. Place 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, and jump over to the next chain space between your double crochets, and place 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Chain 1, 2, 3, and jump over to your first chain 1 space and single crochet. Continue with that repeat all the way down to the point of the shawl, and I will meet up with you at that point. Okay, so I'm down here at the point where I need to chain 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that is after this last set of 2 double crochets. And then we're going to reach over and place a single crochet in the first chain 1 space and carry on. with your chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, just as you have done on the previous fans. When you come to the other side, you're going to chain 4 and place 2 double crochets into the chain space between the 2 groups of 2 double crochets. Then you will carry on with your chain 3s. This is the only point where you chain 4 before and after the fan. Go ahead and carry on, and I'll meet up with you at the very end to show you how to complete this row. Okay, so I've come down to the end. I've single crocheted into the very first chain 1 space, and now I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 2, 3, double crochet into the next chain 1 space, and double crochet into the third chain, 1, 2, and 3. And that is the end of this row. All right, let's begin the next row. Chain 1, turn your work and place a single crochet into that same stitch. Single crochet into your next stitch. Chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, and 3, single crochet into your next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Okay, chain 1, 2, 3, and we're going to skip our next chain 3, our next 2 double crochets, and we're going to work into the next chain space and place 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, and 2 double crochets, all into that very same space. Just like that. And now you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to skip the next 2 double crochets and the next chain 3 space and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. And that is how you're going to work across the fan to the other side. And then you just repeat by chaining 3 and doing that little 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets into this chain 3 space, just like you did on this side. There we go. All right, so when you get to the center point of your shawl, I will meet up with you and we will work around that end of the shawl. All right, so I've made it to the corner and I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to go right on into single crochet into the chain 3 space and chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and you just continue that around to the other side of this fan, where you then chain 4, just like we did on this side. That's the only difference with this point at this point in time. is there's a chain 4 on each side. The rest stays exactly the same. Continue on, and I'll meet up with you at the end of the row, all the way down at this end. All right, we're at the end down here, and we're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet to the chain 3 space. So you skip the 2 double crochets just as you have been doing. Skip the 2 double crochets, the chain 3, and single crochet to the next chain 3. Chain 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet to the next chain 3. And chain 1, 2, 3. And single crochet to the next chain 3. And then place 1 single crochet into the double crochet. And 1 single crochet into your chain 3. Now we're going to start the next row. Okay, so we've made it to the end of row 33. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work over. And you're going to single crochet back into that same stitch. And then chain 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to single crochet into the chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, and 3. And single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Then chain 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to skip the next chain 3 space, the next 2 double crochets, and place 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets into that chain space. All those into the same chain space. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And now we're working on our repeat. You're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Skip over the next 2 double crochets, the next chain 3, and into the following chain 3, single crochet, and work across your pineapple here, chaining 3 and single crocheting into the following chain 3 space. And then you chain 3 and repeat all the way down until you have reached the center point of the shawl. And the only difference there is the fact that you put a chain 4 on each side of the fan, this pineapple fan here. You just do a chain 4 on each side of that center point, but I'll meet back up with you at that point. Okay, so I've made it down here to the corner, and the only difference is, like I said, you're going to chain 4 before this very center point instead of your 3. So chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm sorry, I'm like all way out of camera here. And then you're going to single crochet into the chain 3 of your pineapple and chain 1, 2, 3. Chain single crochet into your next chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into your next chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the last chain 3 space. Then chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to skip the chain 4 from the row below and the 2 double crochets, and you're going to place 2 double crochets, a chain 2 and 2 double crochets into that chain 2 space. Then just continue working down this side of your shawl, and I will meet up with you to show you how to finish off the end of this row. Okay, so I'm down here at the end of row 33, I think it was. Anyway, I've chain 3. We're going to skip over the 2 double crochets, the chain 3 space, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into that very last stitch, which is a single crochet. And chain 1. Hopefully you don't drop your work like I did. Chain 1 and turn your work over. We're going to begin row 34. And that begins with a single crochet back into that very first stitch, and chain 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to single crochet into the chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into your next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, and we are on pattern repeat now. Skip your next single crochet, your next chain 3, your next 2 double crochets, and place 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space. Now we're going to chain 1 and 2 and place 2 more double crochets into that chain 2 space. And chain 1 and 2 and place 2 more double crochets into that very same chain 2 space. You will have a total of 6 double crochets with 2 chain 2 spaces into that chain 2 space. Now you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3 and skip over your next 2 double crochets, your next chain 3 space, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, and we are back to skipping our single crochet, our chain 3 and 2 double crochets, and we're going to work those 6 double crochets with the chain 2 spaces into this chain 2 space. So you start with 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Chain 1, 2, 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. Chain 1, 2, and 2 more double crochets. Then chain 1, 2, and 3, and jump all those stitches over to your pineapple, your very first chain 3 space of the pineapple, and single crochet. Continue on with that to the center of your shawl, remembering to put a chain 4 on each side instead of the chain 3 that we have going on the rest of the pattern. So each side of that point is a chain 4. And you will continue working down the other side in the exact same pattern. And I will meet up with you at the very end to show you how to finish off. All right, I've come down to the end of the row and on my last chain 3 here before my final half of a pineapple-ish here. So I'm going to single crochet to the first chain 3 of that pineapple and chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet to the next chain 3 space and chain 1, 2, and 3, single crochet to the first single crochet, which is the last single crochet. There we are. Single crochet to the very last stitch, which is a single crochet, and chain 1. Turn your work over and let's begin row 35. Row 35 starts out the same way and then changes a little bit again. So we're going to single crochet back into that very first stitch. And then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the chain 3. Chain 1, 2, 3 and single crochet into the next chain 3. Chain 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to work into these 2 chain 2 spaces. And we're going to be putting this combination into each one of those chain 2 spaces. So let's begin. 2 double crochets into that chain 2 space, the first chain 2 space. 1 and 2, chain 1, 2, and 2 more double crochets into that chain 2 space. Just like that. And now we're going to reach straight over with no chains and do the same thing into the next chain 2 space. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. Take a step back and look at what we have here. Now we're going to reach right over to those chain 3 loops on your pineapple and single crochet to the very first one of those and chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet to the next chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet to your next chain 3 space and chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet to your next chain 3 space and chain 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to repeat that same thing that we just did a moment ago in these chain 2 spaces. So in the first chain 2 space, put 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Then without chaining, you're going to reach straight into the next chain 2 space and repeat. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Go ahead and continue on your merry way to the end of this row. Just remember, as always, when we get down to the point of our shawl where we have our center pineapple here, don't forget on each side of it that is a chain 4. That does not change. That does not change. At this point, we're still going with chain 4s. And then continue on with your chain 3s and those extra stitches in here all the way to the end. And I will meet up with you at the end of row 35. And then I will change colors for the last 2 rows. Be right back. All right, so I've made it all the way down here to the end, and I'm going to chain 1, 2, and 3. And single crochet to the chain 3. Chain 1, 2, 3. Single crochet to the next chain 3. And chain 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to single crochet to the single crochet. And as I said, I'm going to be changing colors at this point. All right, let's begin row 36. You're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into your same stitch. And you're going to single crochet over into your chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, and 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to skip that next single crochet and the next chain space, the next 2 double crochets, and into the chain 2 space, we're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Now we're going to skip our next 2 double crochets and repeat what we just did into the space between these 2 double crochets and those 2 double crochets. So 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets back into that space. That's what we have so far. Now we're going to jump straight over the next 2 double crochets and do that one more time into the chain 2 space. So 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets all in that chain 2 space. And that is what you should have, what it should look like. All right, and now you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to skip those next 2 double crochets, the next chain space, the next single crochet, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, and 3. And single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the next chain 3 space. And now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. And we're going to repeat all them double crochets that we just did. So we're going to skip our single crochet, our next chain space, our next 2 double crochets, and into the first chain 2 space, we're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, and 2 more double crochets. Now we're going to skip 2 double crochets and do that all over again in between those 2 sets of 2 double crochets. So we're going to double crochet 2 times, chain 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets down in that same space. Now we're going to jump over the next 2 double crochets and place the same combination into the chain 2 space. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. That is your repeat. We're going to go over the next pineapple together, and then I'll let you finish all the way to the point of the shawl. So 1, 2, 3. Skip your next 2 double crochets, your next chain space, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3. Now you start repeating all of those double crochets in this section, and go ahead and continue on down to the point of your shawl. I will meet up with you at that point and go over what we do there. All right, so here we are down to the point of the shawl, and once again, the only difference you're going to be making is you're chaining 4 on either side of your chain 3s for your pineapple. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip your next 2 double crochets, your next chain space, and single crochet into the chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into your next chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and skip your next chain space, your next 2 double crochets, and jump into the chain 2 space and place 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and continue down this side of your shawl, doing exactly the same thing that you did on the opposite side. I will meet up with you when I have reached the end. We will finish this row together and then start the last and final row, which is your trim with your picots and all of that good stuff, and just kind of clean up everything. I'll be back in a moment. All right, so here we are down at the end, and I've chained 3. I'm gonna skip my next 2 double crochets, my next chain space, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into your next chain 3 space, and place a single crochet and into that very last stitch. And that will end row 36. To begin row 37, go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work over. Place a single crochet back into that same stitch. And now we're going to do a small picot. 1, 2, 3 chains, and into the side of your single crochet, you're going to place a slip stitch. Now you're going to single crochet into your next chain 3 space. One, 2 single crochets into your chain 3 space. Now you're going to go into the single crochet and place a single crochet, and chain 1, 2, 3, placing a small picot, going into the side of that single crochet, and 2 single crochets into the next chain 3 space, 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets, single crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 1, 2, 3, and create a small picot by slip stitching to the bottom of that single crochet, the side of it. Single crochet back into that chain 2 space. And now you're going to place 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 double crochets. One single crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch to form a picot, and single crochet back into that chain 2 space. Now place 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 double crochets. Single crochet into your next chain 2 space, chain 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch to the side of that single crochet to form your picot, and single crochet back into that chain 2 space. Single crochet into the next 2 double crochets, single crochet 1, 2, and 3 around your next chain 3. Skip your single crochet and single crochet 1, 2 times into the next chain 3 space, into your next single crochet, and chain 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch to the side of that single crochet to form a small picot, and then 2 single crochets into your next chain 3 space. We're going to go ahead and repeat this one more time. All the way across the little fan we got going on here with the double crochets, and the bottom of the pineapple all the way to the next fan. So here we go. Place 3 single crochets around your next chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 double crochets. 1 single crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch to the side of that single crochet, and 1 more single crochet into that chain 2 space, and place 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 double crochets. Now we're going to repeat that picot process. 1 single crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch to the side of that single crochet to form your small picot, and place a single crochet back into that chain 2 space. Now place 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 double crochets. Now we're going to repeat the picot process. Single crochet, 1 single crochet into your chain 2 space, chain 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch to the side of your single crochet. And 1 more single crochet in that chain 2 space. And 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. Now you're going to place 3 single crochets around your chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Place 2 single crochets into your next chain 3 space, 1 and 2. Now into the next single crochet, and we're going to create a picot. So single crochet, chain 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch to the side of that single crochet. Place 2 single crochets into your chain 3 space. And now place 3 single crochets into the next chain 3 space. Now you're just simply going to repeat that over and over and over again, all the way around, even around the corner here, all the way to the very end. And when I get to the end, I will show you how to finish off this row, and then we'll start across the top of the shawl to clean up the edges. I'll be back at that point. All right, so we're down to the last couple of picots here. We're going to single crochet. Here's what we have left. We have a single crochet, a chain 3, and then 2 single crochets down here at the end. So here's how it's going to get worked. Into the single crochet, place a single crochet and chain 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch down to the side of it to create a picot, and put 1, 2 single crochets into your next chain 3, single crochet into your next single crochet, and single crochet into the next single crochet, chain 1, 2, and 3, slip stitch down to the bottom of that single crochet, and create a picot. Now we're going to turn the corner and work down the top of our shawl to clean up the edge. That way everything is nice and neat. So you're going to go ahead and place another single crochet back into that same single crochet. And the rule of thumb is if it's a single crochet on the side, you place 1 single crochet. So go ahead and work through those. And when you get to the double crochet, you're going to put 2 single crochets into the side of your double crochet. And there's no real rhyme or reason. You're just evenly spacing out single crochets along the side. But that is the general rule of thumb, is for every stitch, which a double would be 2 stitches, a treble would be 3 stitches, so on and so forth. For every one of those, you're going to place a single crochet. So if you have a chain of 3 on the side, that is your double crochet. You're going to place 2 single crochets around that chain. So that is all there is to working the top portion of your shawl, is just working single crochets down the top of it, evenly spacing them so that way they're not grouped together too tight. There's not too many that's going to cause it to, you know, get all curved like this. Just gently place 1 single crochet evenly across the top. And when you get to the end, you just bind off and sew in your ends. When I have finished my top here, I will insert a picture of it completed at the end of this video. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me in this crochet along. And I hope to see your finished projects, whether it be in the email or Facebook group or Instagram. All of those links can be found down in the description box below, as well as in the upper right-hand corner of the banner on my home channel page. If you're not already a part of our Facebook group, you're welcome to come join us. And that is Spring the Fiber Enthusiast. But I want to go ahead and close this up with be blessed, be a blessing. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, everyone.